Good afternoon. I am Brian Borner, Director of the Interprofessional Academy of Educators. On behalf of the Office of the Senior Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs and the Interprofessional Academy of Educators, I am thrilled to welcome you to the 6th Annual Impact in Education Awards ceremony. The Impact in Education Awards, developed and supported by the Office of the Senior Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, are the highest honors bestowed to faculty educators on the UNMC campus. This evening, we congratulate 7 Impact Award recipients and recognize the positive impact each has brought to education at UNMC. This year, we are also excited to announce a new award category, the Emerging Educator Award. This award recognizes an emerging health science educator who demonstrates excellence, dedication, and perseverance in teaching and education early in their career. As was the case with all of the Impact Awards, the number and caliber of the nominees for the Emerging Educator Award was incredible. We look forward to recognizing emerging educators with this award for years to come. The Impact in Education Awards ceremony provides us an opportunity to celebrate educators and education at UNMC. On our campus, we are fortunate to have many talented and innovative faculty who are dedicated to educating and supporting learners, and, in the process, advancing the educational mission at UNMC. This year's award recipients epitomize the high-level educators at UNMC. The recipients you meet tonight have dedicated themselves to providing excellent education for our learners. Additionally, their impact is also felt well beyond the classroom. The award recipients have developed and disseminated innovative teaching methods, served as mentors to learners and other educators, and contributed significantly to the literature on educational practices. In short, this year's recipients have elevated the educational mission at UNMC through many different avenues. Recognizing that UNMC has a robust educational environment with many talented and dedicated educators, choosing the recipients of the Impact in Education Awards is always incredibly difficult. The award process could not be completed without the efforts of the award selection committees. The committees have a challenging task selecting a winner for each award, and they are very diligent in this process. We are incredibly thankful to the committee members for their time and thoughtful consideration during the review process. So, I want to welcome you again to the Impact in Education Awards ceremony, a celebration of educator excellence and dedication on our campus. It is now my privilege to introduce Chancellor Jeffrey Gold to provide opening remarks.
Hello, and welcome to our annual, highly prestigious Teaching Awards here at the University of Nebraska Medical Center. In the next hour, we're going to be introduced to 7 remarkable members of our teaching and mentoring faculty. Each is having a profound impact on the future of healthcare in Nebraska, across the country, and beyond. First and foremost, I want to extend my heartiest congratulations to all of our honorees. It's a pleasure to be with you, albeit virtually, to applaud and to celebrate your extraordinary achievements. Our audience soon will see that you are truly in a class of your own when it comes to exemplifying our mission here at the Med Center and inspiring excellence both in and outside of our classrooms. We pride ourselves in faculty who will challenge our students to be innovative leaders in their communities and in their chosen health professions. To win an Impact in Education Award is the ultimate affirmation of teaching methods that help our students discover their passions, gain confidence in their skills, and excel in their lifelong work. It also speaks volumes of the respect and admiration our honorees have earned from their peers, the ultimate deciders of these highly competitive awards. However, the biggest winners, of course, are the students who leave prepared and polished, competent and confident in the future. They have a tremendous role model in the Impact of Education honorees, and I look forward to seeing how our honorees innovative teaching methods continue to accelerate medical education on our campuses and continue to bolster the Med Center's reputation as one of the most respected health science centers in the world. And finally, in closing, I'd like to thank Dr. Deli Davies and the entire Academic Affairs team for their vision and oversight of the Med Center's 6 health-related colleges. Our commitment to excellence of UNMC worldwide has never been stronger.
Good afternoon. My name is Deli Davies, and I am the Senior Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs and the Dean for Graduate Studies here at the Med Center. I want to welcome you to our 6th Annual Impact in Education Awards, where our motto is to fan the flame of educational excellence and recognize the outstanding faculty who are doing great work here in support of our academic mission. That mission, of course, is to lead the world in transforming lives to create a healthy future for all individuals and communities through premier educational programs, innovative research, and extraordinary patient care. And today we're going to be focusing on the premier educational programs. We're actually adding one new award today, which is the Emerging Educator Award, which is designed to recognize faculty that are early in their career but are already making an impact on the educational outcomes of our students. So we start with the faculty. Our faculty has continued to grow over the past several years, and we now have a record high 1,736 faculty. This is a 31% increase in our faculty size over the last 5 years. Similarly, we have had 21 straight continuous growth years of our student body, and we now have 4,387 students, which is a growth of 3.5% over last year's record of 4,239. Our international student enrollment in particular grew by 21% after it had dipped the year before that because of COVID and the inability of our international students to get visas. Last year was very special because we had to go through a 4-year assurance review by the Higher Learning Commission in August of 2021. This is a review that's done in support of our 10-year accreditation, and I'm pleased to say that we actually went through this review in flying colors without a single citation, which is almost unheard of. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our accreditation team led by Dr. Kendra Schmidt and all the faculty, staff, and students who participated in making this a successful visit. In 2021, we were focused on our justice, equity, and diversity and inclusion leadership. And many of you are now very well familiar with the great work Dr. Sharita Strong has been doing with Dr. Brandy Clark in the Office of Equity. And the Faculty Senate introduced for the very first time a JEDI committee. In addition, every single college and institute has introduced leadership for JEDI within their colleges and institutes. And these are the leaders. I'm not going to mention them all by names, but this slide and the next one shows all the diversity of people who are leading these teams, and it has led to a very robust opportunity on campus to talk about areas of inclusion, diversity and equity that we had not been able to do in the past. In addition to these college teams, we also have strong partnerships with the library, the Office of Faculty Development, and the Office of Community Engagement. So I'd like to now change gears and talk about the major accomplishments of all our colleges and institutes over the last year as we lead the world through our premier educational programs. Beginning with the College of Allied Health, the College of Allied Health had its largest ever first-year matriculating class with 310 students matriculating, giving it a total enrollment of 635 students. This is the largest student body ever in the history of the college, and now accounts for the second largest student body on UNMC, following the College of Nursing. In addition, the College of Allied Health Professions graduated the first class of the genetic counseling program in the May of 2021. This is a new program that was just initiated with MMI and a bunch of community partners and has been very, very successful. In addition, the college welcomed the inaugural occupational therapy class, with the first cohort coming in August of 2021. 2 new programs were introduced in the college this past year, with the Board of Regents approving a new interprofessional Master of Science in Health Care Delivery Science and the Health Professions Master of Science in Respiratory Therapy. These programs have also been approved by the Coordinating Commission for Post-Secondary Education, and so they're ready to be launched in the coming year. In the College of Dentistry, the College of Dentistry actually partnered with the College of Nursing for the first IPE joint simulation workshop that they've done together, which was focused on giving COVID-19 vaccines. And this was very, very timely because it allowed those who were trained to be able to offer these opportunities to their students, faculty, and staff. Partnering with MMI in the new building, the college has opened a new Caring for Champions dental clinic, which ensures that students gain experience for caring for patients of all abilities. And this has allowed this new opportunity for dental care to be provided in conjunction with MMI. The college has also been very busy trying to foster an inclusive learning environment, and 12 new faculty were brought in and recruited to the college in the last year, who brought in new perspectives and expertise to the college. The faculty and students also have conducted research in the last year that aims to eliminate oral health disparities. The College of Medicine, as many of you may be aware, introduced a new curriculum 4 years ago, and the first group of medical students who completed the entirety of the education under the new curriculum graduated in May of 2021. As I indicated earlier, the college has also built an increased focus on DEI and established the Office of Diversity, Equity and Inclusion and Associated Program Development and Implementation under the leadership of Associate Dean Shirley Dallaire, who has also a strong team of complementary support faculty with her. The College of Medicine students, faculty, residents and staff rose to the challenge of COVID-19 through leadership and compassionate care. Several of the students and faculty and staff were not only involved in continuing to support activities on campus, but also were involved in several activities to support community groups. For the very first time that the US News and World started ranking Bachelor of Science nursing programs in the country, our own College of Nursing was ranked number 10 in the nation out of 694. Huge kudos to Dean Sebastian and her team. This is a real point of pride for the college. The college also received a $2.2 million grant focused on wellness, which was right on time given all the challenges healthcare workers have been going through over the last 2 years. This is led by Dr. Allison Hainish, and the purpose of this grant is to provide resiliency training to nursing students in rural and underserved areas of Nebraska. 3 new endowed positions were created within the college and filled by Dr. Kate Fiand in the Kenneth E. Moorhead Endowed Chair. Dr. Lynette Lisberg Stamler has taken on the Christine Heidi Sorensen Endowed Professorship, and Dr. Chichi Zimmerman was named the Charlotte Peck Lineman and Alumni Distinguished Chair. The College of Pharmacy continues its annual Excellence in National Performance Outcomes. Again, for the National Pharmacy Licensure exams, the graduating students finished 12 percentage points above the national average, and the college achieved the highest total score in the nation in the National Pharmacy Curriculum Outcomes Assessment exam. The college also underwent accreditation last year and received a full 8-year accreditation from the Accreditation Council on Pharmacy Education, and also introduced a brand new Bachelor of Science in Pharmaceutical Sciences degree program in conjunction with the University of Nebraska, Omaha. This will prove to be a very important pipeline to the college's Doctor of Pharmacy program. The College of Public Health has seen outstanding growth over the last couple of years in intramural funding, with a 13% increase fiscal year 20 to fiscal year 21, in addition to the large increase in student body that they've also had. The college also was honored to welcome 6 Jordanian Fulbright faculty who spent 10 weeks here in Omaha focusing on One Health. And the college brought these faculty here in conjunction with other colleges within the UNMC family. The college also hosted the very first College of Public Health Innovation Expo. This expo invites the public, community partners, and faculty who are doing research, students, focusing on different themes. And this year's theme was focused on working together and the Justice, Equity, and Diversity and Inclusion Code. Graduate students had the largest number of students enrolled in the graduate studies program at UNMC in our history, with 562 students enrolled. This is a 13.8 increase over 2020. And the international student enrollment also went up by 24% after having gone down the year before due to COVID restrictions for international students. 2 new Master of Science programs were introduced and approved by the Board of Regents last year. One in a master's program in biostatistics, which is administered by the College of Public Health, and a master's degree program in healthcare delivery science, which is administered by the College of Allied Health Professions. The graduate studies program also went through a major strategic planning retreat this past year, in which we set 4 goals to try to accomplish over the next 2 years, which includes diversifying student and faculty bodies, promoting and facilitating wellness, training faculty on mentorship and sponsorship, and training our students to be excellent educators. The Office of Postdoctoral Education conducted a survey to identify how many first author publications our postdoctoral scholars had in the last 5 years. And amongst recipients, a total of 533 first author publications were reported by our postdoctoral fellows. And this is only among those who responded to the survey, so incredible productivity on their part. Over the past several years, there has been a lot of work done by Dr. Iqbal Ahmed and the Postdoctoral Education Committee to try to reduce the amount of time postdocs are spending training so that they can be transitioned faster to their independent careers. I'm now pleased to report that under the great work done by this team, the training for postdoctoral fellows at UNMC has now been reduced to an average of 2.72 years. The office also continues to offer a lot of professional development seminars that facilitates timely transition to independent careers for the postdocs, including monthly training on fundamental skills, alternative careers, and providing opportunities for grants and fellowships. The interprofessional education program at UNMC continues to be one of the exemplary ones nationally. The Student Interprofessional Society received a grant in inclusive excellence from the University of Nebraska to develop an interactive webinar addressing bias in healthcare using realistic, clinically based scenarios. The students from College of Pharmacy, Nursing, Medicine, and Public Health all were recruited to serve as contact tracers for several health departments across Nebraska and the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services during this past year, and were huge in helping meet an unmet need in the state. In recognition of their work, the Office of Community Engagement gave these students the Community Impact Award for 2021. The HEROES program in the College of Nursing developed interprofessional training events for clinics and nursing homes in Omaha and throughout rural Nebraska by partnering with healthcare organizations and fire departments in Tecumseh, North Platte, and McCook. And this was a huge opportunity not only to support these programs, but also to showcase the great work that the college and other partners are doing. The Magoogan Health Sciences Library, as you know, opened in full force just about a year ago, and they've already seen more students, faculty, staff engage in attending the library than they did all the previous 10 years combined. So a huge kudos to Dean McElroy and her team, and also the Chancellor and others who had the vision to make sure that we could renovate the library. So a lot of innovation going on in the library. I want to focus on just a couple. The first is that the library has a new 3D printed suture task trainer for students going through obstetrics and gynecology for their 6 weeks rotation. So these are medical students who need to practice suturing, and this new 3D printed suture task trainer are basically pads that have been printed that the students can check out and practice their suturing on their own time without having to have different people supervise them. The interesting thing is that these pads or trays also come in a range of skin tones from light to very dark. So that simulation can occur with different skin tones from white to non-white. The other innovation in the library is that they actually taught a health humanities course to the High School Alliance students for the very first time. This allows the students to understand how the history of surgery can be used in clinical decision making. Finally, the library has obviously been the arbiter of the digital commons, and there was an explosion in use of the digital commons in the last several years. Last year, the summer undergraduate research program had posters that they created as part of their sessions with us, and these were downloaded over 1,000 times. In addition, the library went digital with all the graduate students' theses and dissertations in 2015. And a recent review showed that since that time, those theses and dissertations have been downloaded 82,000 times. IXL was another unit of UNMC that opened its doors right in the middle of COVID. And since IXL opened its doors, I think it's fair to say that there's been an explosion in activity, with simulation and visualization being embraced by all healthcare disciplines. So far, 50,000 people have gone through the doors of IXL, including 80% learners and 20% military, federal, state, and industry collaborators. And these are people who have been participating in different types of simulation, virtual reality, and other interdisciplinary and interprofessional programs. The IXL staff also worked as a team to keep the Davis Global Center open to provide essential training that was needed during the pandemic. And several of you have seen very vivid images of maybe Dr. Jim Lawler talking about COVID or other exemplary opportunities that the IXL building has allowed us to be a participant in. IXL has also increased their business partnerships, with the business mission now including 40 industry collaborators and a simulation data capture system that focuses on mission, drive analytics, and allows and empowers informed decisions to be made as part of the training programs. The Office of Interactive E-Learning showcased their 10th cohort of e-learning recipients, and 460 individuals were involved in watching the great work done by faculty, staff, and students in this showcase. And 308 of these participated in voting for the top modules produced by these faculty, staff, and students. These modules are now part of the curriculum at UNMC, and over the last 3 years when the e-learning gallery was launched, more than 40,000 page views have occurred of these e-learning modules. UNMC has also been collaborating with the University of Nebraska, Omaha, in particular to create something known as UBITS. UBITS is a project where we're trying to provide high-quality health science e-learning engaging modules to students in all the high schools in Nebraska and around the country. And we expanded this collaboration in the last year to include UNL and UNK through an NU grant collaboration grant. UBITS, since it was launched just about a year ago, has 11,000 students around the state of Nebraska and across the country, with about half of them being from Nebraska, that have registered to use UBITS as a tool for their learning. Also, in response to COVID-19, the e-gallery utilization went up by 61% as faculty wanted to have tools available that they could use to respond to the switch to remote learning. 60% of the faculty agreed that their experience with e-learning helped them to adopt to remote teaching, and e-learning assisted with several projects with the state and federal governments for contracts for contact tracing and TSQC training modules. Our Office of Faculty Development continues to provide strong support to the faculty on campus, and one of their major contributions during the last year was working with other units to provide a new faculty search committee guidebook. This guidebook is available both in print and digital formats, and I can tell you that I have found it extremely valuable as I have conducted several searches since the guidebook was put out. Kudos to Dr. Linda Love and others who collaborated on this project. The office also co-hosted the DEI Reframe series, which is an 8-part series featuring national thought leaders on helping the faculty and community examine contemporary issues in health science education. Due to the fact that the Faculty Development Office could not actually meet with new faculty face-to-face, over 100 welcome boxes were distributed to new faculty to help them launch their careers as they started their sojourn here at UNMC with us, and to find resources for success. The Interprofessional Academy of Educators, who are my co-hosts in this event this afternoon, have now grown to over 200 active members, including associate, affiliate, and emeritus members. And this includes 37 new members who were inducted in 2021. The Academy has also increased its focus on educational scholarship introducing a new open access journal that published its first article called the Innovations in Health Sciences Education Journal. And they also provided workshops that had strategies on educational research. The faculty that are members of the IAE also provided training to improve faculty skills, including redesigning the teaching launchpad, which is a launchpad that was created to support faculty who want to either improve their teaching or those who are new to teaching. And as part of this effort, they provided a 10-minute video for the faculty to watch, and then there was a conversation about that particular video. The faculty members of the IAE also provided peer-reviewed feedback on faculty teaching and piloted this to help faculty who are trying to improve their teaching skills during the last year. So before I conclude, I just want to say that the recipients of today's awards remind me that success in life isn't about what we accomplish, it's about what we inspire others to do. And as I read the resumes and the CVs and the accomplishments of all those that we're honoring tonight, I was inspired and moved to know that we are in very good hands at UNMC as far as our education mission goes. And I want to just congratulate in advance every single person who is being honored today. An event like this would not happen without the strong support of several people, and I would like to sort of acknowledge the people who have played a major role in first of all, helping faculty to succeed on campus, but also helping us get ready for this special event this afternoon. The first, of course, is Chancellor Jeffrey Gold, who continues to provide very strong support of our educational mission. I'd like to thank all the leaders of the Interprofessional Academy of Educators who have been pivotal in helping, first of all, with the selection of the awardees this afternoon, and also in helping to launch the Emerging Educator Awards. So Dr. Brian Varner and all the team who are part of the leadership of the Academy, I'm very grateful to you. I want to thank Joy Beatty and Richard Watson from the UNMC Strategic Communications for their support in helping to create this presentation. Megan Blusis, who has been a strong supporter in helping with our design and marketing products. And of course, the two people who probably have done a lot of the back-end work here, which is my assistant, Robin Jekyll, and Kristen Lester, who supports the Academy. So once again, a great congratulations to all of you who are receiving awards tonight. We're very proud of each and every one of you, and I thank every faculty, staff, and student and family members who may be watching this event this afternoon for all the support that you provide in helping make our faculty better and making our educational mission a reality.
When I think of Dr. Marslin, I think of someone with amazing energy. She can definitely outdo the Energizer Bunny with her commitment to education. In less than 5 years, she has made a big difference. Her creativity and leadership of the diverse task force in our department is helping us to more intentionally address diversity, equity, and inclusion in our training programs. When I have a one-on-one conversation with her, I am struck by her insights. We are so fortunate that Dr. Marslin is at UNMC.
This year's Emerging Educator Award recipient is Dr. Jasmine Marslin, Assistant Professor in the Division of Infectious Diseases of the Department of Internal Medicine. After receiving her MD from the American University of Antigua College, Dr. Marslin completed internal medicine residency and infectious disease fellowship at Mayo Clinic, following which she joined UNMC in 2017. She serves as Associate Director of the Antimicrobial Stewardship Program for the entirety of Nebraska Medicine and as the Director of the program at Bellevue Medical Center. Dr. Marslin teaches medical students, residents, and fellows in didactic and small group sessions, as well as during her time as a clinical attending. She also serves as the co-director of the HIV Enhanced Medical Education EMIT track program in the College of Medicine's curriculum. From the time she arrived, Dr. Marslin's exceptional teaching skills and commitment to medical education were apparent. Comments from her trainees include, quote, "Great teacher who incorporates evidence-based medicine on a daily basis," unquote. Another quote, "Very creative in analogies, methods, and teach back to ensure everyone on the team is engaged and learning through rounds." And gave us such great lessons on how to be good doctors and good people. talked about the social issues patients face, and finally, exceptional role model and teacher. Her exceptional teaching has been recognized by her receipt of Department of Internal Medicine Top Teacher Awards for the Internal Medicine Residency Program in 2018 and 2020, and the Infectious Disease Fellowship Program in 2019 and 2020. In 2021, she was awarded the prestigious Internal Medicine Department Sir William Osler Teaching Award, presented by the internal medicine residents to the faculty member who has contributed the most to their profession over the last year. She has mentored numerous trainees, many of whom have received awards from the Infectious Disease Society of America and other organizations. In 2020, she received the UNMC Student Senate Distinguished Mentor Award. Given her commitment to graduate medical education, after just 2 years on the faculty, she was named an Associate Program Director in the Internal Medicine Residency Program. In this role, she created and chaired a task force to transform the residency, quote, into one that reflects the diversity of our patient population and ensures that our residency provides an inclusive environment for residents to succeed, unquote. Accordingly, in 2021, the residency recruited its most diverse class of residents in its history. Additionally, she developed a new residency curricular experience called Jedi with Jasmine that creates a safe space for residents to discuss issues related to cultural competency and structural discrimination. Her DEI efforts extend beyond her department to the entirety of UNMC via the 21-week Racial Equity Challenge she created, where individuals receive weekly educational emails about items they can read, watch, or listen to regarding discrimination and equity in medicine. Dr. Marslin is a very productive scholar with over 50 peer-reviewed publications, 15 book chapters, and 50 podcasts. She has also created multiple patient education videos, blog posts, and public service efforts regarding COVID-19, and has been an innovator in using social media as an educational tool. Dr. Marslin is already a presence nationally, serving on the Education Committee of IDSA and joining its Board of Directors in 2020, a position that is truly remarkable for someone this early in their career. Dr. Marslin's receipt of the Emerging Educator Award is very well deserved. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Jasmine Marslin as this year's Emerging Educator Awardee.
Hello, I'm David Mercer, Professor and Chairman of the Department of Surgery. It is my privilege to join you today to offer my congratulations to Dr. Abby Fingert, who is being awarded the Innovative Practices in Education Award. I recruited Dr. Fingert for both her clinical expertise in endocrine surgery, as well as her established reputation as a surgical educator. In her tenure here, she has rapidly excelled within our education community, with leadership roles in the College of Medicine as the Vice Chair of the Curriculum Committee and Residency Preparatory Course Director and Professional Development Course Director. She has provided valuable insights to faculty development with an engaging, campus-wide presentation on use of technology for evaluation and assessment, as well as an inspiring grand rounds presentation on student feedback and multimedia learning theory. Dr. Fingert has also exhibited unparalleled initiative and innovation by developing and implementing a novel curriculum for the College of Medicine, a certificate program in clinical education for medical students interested in pursuing careers as medical educators. In addition to her local and regional contributions, her leadership talents extend to the national surgical education community. Dr. Fingert serves as the chair of the Association for Surgical Education Assessment Curriculum and Evaluation Committee. In addition, she serves on the Residency Preparatory Curriculum Assessment and Evaluation Committee, striving to improve the rigor of competency-based assessment in this curriculum to increase its value to trainees and residency programs. I fully supported Dr. Fingert for the award in Innovative Practices in Education. She is a standout mid-level faculty member in all facets with unlimited potential who will continue to contribute significantly to UNMC and Nebraska medicine. We are fortunate to have her. I would also like to congratulate all the outstanding educators here at UNMC who are being recognized today. Thanks to Dr. Davies and Dr. Borner for their continued leadership in advancing UNMC's education mission.
It is a pleasure to introduce Dr. Abby Fingert as this year's recipient of the Innovative Practices in Education Award. Dr. Fingert is Associate Professor in the Division of Surgical Oncology in the Department of Surgery. She joined UNMC in 2016. After completing her MD degree at Cornell, surgery residency at New York Presbyterian Hospital of Columbia University Medical Center, and an endocrine surgery fellowship at Massachusetts General Hospital. During her residency, she also completed a surgery education research fellowship. Since joining the faculty at UNMC, she obtained a Master of Health Professions Teaching and Technology degree from UNO. Dr. Fingert was an early adapter of virtual and remote access teaching. In her first year on the faculty, she developed and implemented a novel residency preparation course for graduating medical students entering careers in surgery. This program was expanded to include all graduating seniors regardless of future specialty in 2020. The curriculum includes several highly innovative features, including interactive simulation-based training in procedural skills with pre-training video education material development and rapid response team simulation. One of our recent graduates, who is now a surgery resident at another institution, expressed his experience with this course as follows. There has not been a day or night of my intern year thus far that I have not utilized the skill I was taught through her course. This is not just an exceptional educational experience, but an entirely novel way to build a preparatory course for residency. It nearly goes without saying that without her unique vision for what the course could be and her dedicated execution of the project, no such course could exist. Dr. Fingert has also worked to develop the clinical teaching abilities of others and instill in them her passion for teaching. She developed and implemented an enhanced medical education track for clinical education in which medical students participate in a longitudinal 4-year certificate program with a scholarly focus in teaching to enhance their skills as clinical educators. Dr. Fingert also developed and refined a curriculum for residents as teachers for the Department of Surgery, as well as creating a telehealth interprofessional simulation curriculum. With the success of the residency preparation course, Dr. Fingert was asked to develop and co-direct a professional development course for students in the College of Medicine. The curriculum introduces them to the concepts of academic medicine, leadership, education, and professional development, and has been highly rated by the participants. Dr. Fingert has also been increasingly involved in multiple aspects of education administration at the College of Medicine level. She currently serves as the Vice Chair of the Curriculum Committee. She has made scholarly contributions both through publications and meeting presentations at both the regional and national level related to her innovative teaching practices. Dr. Fingert has been recognized nationally for her contributions to surgical education through induction into the elite American College of Surgeons Academy of Master Educators. She also serves on national committees for several surgery and education societies, including chairing the Assessment, Curriculum, and Evaluation Committee of the Association for Surgical Education. Dr. Fingert and the innovation approaches that she utilizes are a great benefit to UNMC, its students, and her fellow educators. Congratulations to Dr. Fingert on being named this year's recipient of the Innovative Practices in Education Award.
If one were to look up the word mentor in the dictionary, one of the definitions would be Bunny's name. Over the last 8 years, I have watched Bunny mentor faculty at every level. Faculty devastated by the death of another faculty member, PhD advisees who become faculty, and others who simply found their way to her office. These relationships do not stop if or when they leave UNMC. Bunny helps them to gain the knowledge and confidence to fly and to accomplish great things. Surely the sign of excellence in mentorship.
Good afternoon. My name is Julie Sebastian. I have the great honor of serving as the Dean of the UNMC College of Nursing. Today it is my special privilege to congratulate Dr. Bunny Posell on receipt of the Inspirational Mentor of Educators Award. Dr. Posell is exceptionally qualified for this award, and it's a delight to share with you a synopsis of her work as a mentor and her commitment to faculty and students as they work to improve patient outcomes. Dr. Posell completed her undergraduate and master's degrees in the College of Nursing and her PhD in educational psychology at UNL. She holds courtesy faculty appointments in the Division of Cardiovascular Medicine, in the Department of Internal Medicine at UNMC, and in the Department of Cellular and Integrative Physiology. Dr. Posell is a board-certified acute care nurse practitioner and holds the Dorothy Hodges Olson Endowed Chair in Nursing. She joined the College of Nursing's Lincoln Division originally in 1984. Her early work focused on teaching undergraduate and master's degree nursing students, but after becoming dually board certified as both an adult and an acute care nurse practitioner, she turned her attention to developing one of the first acute care nurse practitioner programs in the United States. This work was funded by a grant from the U.S. Health Resources and Services Administration. Dr. Posell has served as director of this program for 25 years, and in that capacity, she has mentored more than 400 graduates and numerous faculty members. She is one of those special people who achieves the highest levels of success in all three aspects of our tripartite missions. In addition to her work leading and innovating from a curricular perspective, she has maintained an active clinical practice. In fact, her research interest in heart failure grew out of concerns she had for that patient population in her clinical practice. She has received research funding to promote adherence to exercise treatment plans and other aspects of self-management for people with heart failure by the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, the National Institute for Nursing Research, and the American Heart Association, and as co-investigator through numerous internal and externally funded grants. As a prolific presenter and author of scientific papers, she has worked hard to disseminate her work. Her accomplishments have been recognized by fellowship in the prestigious American Academy of Nursing, the Heart Failure Society of America, and the American Heart Association. Bunny is known for her effectiveness in using her learning from these accomplishments to mentor students, early career investigators, and anyone who asks for her insights. She is unfailingly generous with her time. Let me share with you what a few of her nominators had to say. First, one letter said, Dr. Posell is invested in her mentees, and their success is always the priority. Further, she provides a balanced approach to mentoring, providing guidance and support, and when the mentee is ready, allowing them to move forward independently. Another said, trainees and early career faculty eagerly select Dr. Posell as a mentor because of her approachability as a leader, mentor, clinician, teacher, and scientist. Dr. Posell's contributions to heart failure nursing science are a testament to her inquisitive, brilliant mind and the kind-heartedness to always keep others, including her patients, trainees, and students, at the forefront of her work. And finally, in another letter, nominators noted that a unique aspect of her mentorship to assist students to attain personal goals is her willingness to step in as an advisor when faculty have left or retired. Her nomination was supported by 20 current and past student and faculty colleagues. I think there is no doubt that Dr. Bunny Posell exemplifies what we all think of with the Inspirational Mentor of Educators Award. Congratulations, Bunny.
When I was looking for an assistant dean to help integrate diversity, equity, and inclusion principles in our undergraduate and graduate medical education, I knew I wanted Dr. Fadul to be on our team. Dr. Fadul embodies inclusive excellence as demonstrated in her local, regional, national, and international educational work. And since joining our team, Dr. Fadul has had profound impact. UNMC should be proud to have such a stellar educator.
Dr. Nada Fadul is this year's recipient of the Interprofessional Education Scholar Award. Dr. Fadul, Associate Professor in the Division of Infectious Diseases of the Department of Internal Medicine, obtained her MD from the University of Khartoum and completed internal medicine residency training at the University of Illinois at Champaign. This was followed by a palliative care fellowship at University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center and several years on their faculty. She then chose to pursue fellowship in infectious diseases at the University of Texas at Houston. Following this fellowship, she joined the faculty at East Carolina University and was recruited to UNMC in 2018. She is an excellent teacher, as evidenced by her receipt of Department of Internal Medicine Top Teacher Awards in 2019 and 2020. Dr. Fadul is being recognized for her efforts in interprofessional education. She teaches and mentors medical, nursing, pharmacy, dental, public health, and allied health students, as well as infectious disease fellows and residents from different clinical disciplines. She is the medical director of the Specialty Care Center, the largest HIV care provider in Nebraska, and the PI of federal Ryan White grants. In these roles, her emphasis on the values of interprofessional teamwork between clinic staff and learners is well recognized. She also co-directs the UNMC HIV Medicine Enhanced Medical Education track in the College of Medicine, a 4-year longitudinal experience for medical students in HIV management and research that once again emphasizes interdisciplinary, team-based care. The COVID-19 pandemic brought to light many of the challenges in our healthcare system and healthcare education programs. In these challenges, Dr. Fadul saw opportunities. She adopted remote telementorship platforms such as the All Teach, All Learn Project ECHO, or Extension for Community Healthcare Outcomes. The ECHO model is a simple, powerful, scalable system that has proven to be remarkably effective at rapidly scaling the capacity to treat complex health conditions in underserved communities by virtually connecting providers and/or learners with a scarce subject matter expert, or SME. She serves as a COVID SME for a UNMC nursing home ECHO program. She has adopted the model in other aspects of her teaching and has developed several educational programs at a UNMC Global ECHO Hub that delivers high-quality education to interprofessional teams of learners in Sudan. She was able to leverage support from UNMC as well as the Sudan Federal Ministry of Health, University of New Mexico Project ECHO leadership, and Sudanese academic and non-governmental entities. The UNMC Global ECHO program is Sudan's inaugural ECHO program, and thus far, the program has delivered 22 sessions and trained over 350 volunteers in 5 states in Sudan. She also serves as a co-PI on a $1.6 million grant from CDC through the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services that uses the ECHO learning model to train multidisciplinary staff working with high-risk and underserved populations in outpatient healthcare settings across our state. Dr. Fadul's expertise in health disparities and passion for embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, in medical education led to her selection as the Assistant Dean for DEI Education in the College of Medicine. Her role is to enhance integration of DEI into the curriculum, which was identified as a priority by the Curriculum Committee. Dr. Fadul's efforts extend beyond UNMC. She is the author of 30 peer-reviewed papers and 6 book chapters in the field of HIV and infectious diseases, and is Vice Chair of the HIV Medical Association's Awards Committee, and a member of its Leadership Development Committee. Join me in congratulating this year's Interprofessional Education Scholar, Dr. Nada Fadul, and thanking her for her commitment to interprofessional education and equitable healthcare throughout the world.
So Dr. Matthew Brooks has a DMA degree, a Doctor of Musical Arts, kind of an unusual degree on an academic health center campus, but I think it's marvelous. because he has formed the Nebraska Medical Orchestra. He did this back in 2018, and it has really been a marvelous thing for our campus. I think it has reduced burnout rates in our faculty, staff, and students that participate, and it's great for the listeners, for the audiences of the performances of the NMO. So I thank you so much, Dr. Brooks, for your contributions. You have made us better musicians, and you've made us better human beings through the gift of music and musical expression. Thank you so much, Dr. Brooks.
Dr. Matthew Brooks is this year's Valor in Educational Service Award recipient. Dr. Brooks is Assistant Professor and Director of Orchestral Activities in Music and Medicine at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, and is also a courtesy Assistant Professor in the Department of Neurologic Science in the UNMC College of Medicine. Dr. Brooks received his Bachelor of Music degree from the Hart School of the University of Hartford. He then went on to complete a Master of Music degree in Orchestral Conducting at the University of Nevada at Las Vegas, and a Doctorate of Music Arts in Conducting and Pedagogy and Literature at James Madison University. After several years as a tenure-track instructor at Shasta College in Redding, California, Dr. Brooks joined the faculty at UNO in 2018. Dr. Brooks is being recognized for his ability to bridge music and medicine in unique and innovative ways. Most notably has been his creation and development of the Nebraska Medical Orchestra, or NMO, which was formed in 2018. As the name implies, the NMO is comprised primarily of faculty, staff, and students from UNMC and serves as a creative outlet for individuals with interests in music and allows them to continue to pursue this interest while working or studying at UNMC. Members of the orchestra come from a variety of music backgrounds and possess a varied level of expertise. During the COVID pandemic, the orchestra has been an important emotional support system for both orchestra members and those who have had the pleasure of listening to its performances. Dr. Brooks has also shown creativity in the use of virtual formats to assure the continued success of the Nebraska Medical Orchestra and Choir during the pandemic. As described by one individual who supported his nomination, Dr. Brooks has created an inclusive environment which draws members from all aspects of UNMC. Sitting side by side are students, nurses, house staff, faculty, and staff. While medicine can often be hierarchical in nature, in NMO, music is the great equalizer. In addition, NMO provides an opportunity to meet individuals from all over the UNMC campus. Another NMO member adds, his teaching style is effective in that he perfectly balances structure with flexibility. He is adept at harnessing the talents of individuals to achieve group goals, as manifested by his ability to choose pieces of music of varying difficulty and then assign players of differing skill levels appropriately. And another member comments, Dr. Brooks's approach to educating members of NMO is characterized by equal parts enthusiasm, patience, rigor, empathy, as well as the strategic use of humor. Besides directing the NMO, Dr. Brooks has been eager to make connections with other medical orchestras across the country. He has been heavily engaged in developing the Nebraska Medical Choir, thus widening the breadth and scope of creative opportunities for health providers and learners. He has been bridging medicine and the humanities through his mentorship of several UNMC students, including serving as the mentor for research for a medical student Mott project. Furthermore, 5 students in the NMO had their Carnegie Hall debut via a performance with the National Virtual Medical Orchestra in November 2020. Dr. Brooks also oversees the UNMC Student Group Musicians for Healing, which is dedicated to bringing live music to healthcare facilities that do not have the opportunity to hear it. Dr. Brooks brings a high artistic standard to the NMO, as well as a keen understanding of the value of the NMO to its members. To quote his nominator, he has created a culture of artistic excellence and inclusivity while nurturing student learning and providing a creative outlet. For his work in creating and sustaining the NMO, as well as the other efforts to link music and medicine, it is very appropriate that Dr. Matthew Brooks be recognized as this year's recipient of the UNMC Valor in Education Service Award.
Congratulations, Tanya. Thank you for the role you played in the development of the health professions teaching and technology and the healthcare delivery science programs in the College of Allied Health Professions. I always appreciate your willingness to research the details that drive our decisions. These programs are not the first examples of your vision and leadership, and I look forward to seeing those that you develop in the future.
Hello, I'm Kyle Meyer, Dean of the College of Allied Health Professions. It's my privilege to join you today to offer my congratulations to Tanya Custer, who is being awarded the Visionary Leadership in Education Award. Tanya's 23-year career at UNMC has taken her from delivering distance education for a single program to her current role, overseeing the distance education enterprise for the College of Allied Health Professions as our Director of Distance Education. In this role, Tanya oversees the delivery of 4 online degree advancement programs and serves as the program director for 2 interprofessional online master's degree programs in health professions teaching and technology and healthcare delivery science. The former program has been highly successful, boasting graduates from the Colleges of Allied Health Professions, Dentistry, and Medicine. Tanya was also instrumental in developing the program proposal for the healthcare delivery science degree, which was just approved last fall. Additionally, over the past 7 years, Tanya has created over 50 e-learning modules, which are used not only at UNMC, but by institutions across the country. The success and upward trajectory of the College of Allied Health Professions distance education and online interprofessional degree programs is a significant point of great pride for the college, and it is due in large measure to Tanya's vision and dedication. My thanks to all of the outstanding educators at UNMC and to Dr. Davies and Dr. Borner for their leadership in advancing our education mission. On behalf of the College of Allied Health Professions, I extend my congratulations again to Ms. Custer, to all of the award nominees and recipients, and to this year's Varner Educator Laureate, Dr. Justin Mott.
And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Jerry Vanna, who is the namesake of the Vanna Laureate Award. Dr. Vanna is an associate professor at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and he is known and highly renowned for his teaching and his innovation in education. Dr. Vanna has taken a keen interest in health-related fields, having worked with collaborators at the NIH on activities related to brain waves, and collaborated with several faculty here at UNMC. And we're very, very fortunate and privileged that he has chosen to support our Vanna Educator Laureate because of his own keen interest as an educator himself. Dr. Vanna, whenever you meet him, shows his passion and just very interested in technology and very interested in just seeing the great work that our faculty are doing here at UNMC. And he tells me that it was an easy decision for him to support the Vanna Laureate Award. So without much ado, a few words from Dr. Jerry Vanna.
My pastor told me, he said, Jerry, you need to find a new Jerry. Part of what that new Jerry wanted to do was to establish something in Carrie's name to honor her. And so the fellowship, the professorship, and the educational award will be funded, as endowments, okay, when I'm no longer here. And so that will continue on so that my grandchildren and great-grandchildren and whatever, can look back and say, well, that was great-great-grandfather Jerry and his wife Carrie that did that. My specialty is digital signal processing, EKGs and things of that nature. So it was a very easy transition to think about how can I make a difference here in terms of the teaching part of that. Well, I can make a difference by having this teaching award. So it was the association. I've always had a close association with the medical community, and so it was a quite easy transition for me to do that. That I really, really like being in contact with my students. And
When my wife Carrie died, the analogy there, it created a big hole in my life. And it's not a hole which you can fill, it's a hole which you learn to live with, you learn how to step around it. And so if I were to leave the teaching profession, I think being away from my students, okay, would leave another big hole in my life. Technology has had a huge impact on medicine. So you have to be receptive to new ideas. You have to understand that your education doesn't finish when you graduate. It's a lifelong kind of thing. And once again, it's important to keep in mind that why am I here? I'm here to, once again, make a difference in these people's lives. How can I make a difference that's going to help them recover or renew or whatever? There is an old saying that it takes a village to raise a child. In my case, it really takes 2 villages to take care of me. My friends, my family, my doctors, not to leave out the person that fixes my hair, but these people are all a part of my 2 villages which take care of me. And so it is my great pleasure to actually have Dr. Mott be a part of my 2 villages. And in particular, the part he plays is one of being able to make a difference for those students so they can go out and in turn make a difference for other people. So my congratulations to you, Doctor, and continue on with your good work.
As I begin tonight, I want to thank the Office of Academic Affairs, the Interprofessional Academy of Educators, the Awards Committee, and Dr. Borner for this opportunity. I'm grateful for the support of Dr. Brad Britigan, Dr. Surinder Batra, and the Department of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, and UNMC generally. I feel lucky to get to teach here. Individually, I want to recognize the individuals who helped me as I began teaching. Dr. Rick McDonald, Dr. Lori Steinke, Dr. Bill Cheney. Thanks to the people I have come to rely on recently in teaching, Dr. Talman, Dr. Rochling, and Dr. Nada Fadul, recognized tonight with her own Impact Award. I want to recognize the students who make teaching so rewarding in my lab, in the classroom, and in the MD-PhD program. Thank you to my wife, Christina, and my children, Lauren and Evan. You've been supportive and helped me balance, frankly, too many things. Moments like this make you reflect on the journey. I remember almost 11 years ago when I was applying for a faculty position. I knew I wanted teaching to be part of my professional activities, and I learned I needed a teaching portfolio. I had a little teaching experience, mostly in small group settings, mostly in the lab. In my teaching portfolio, I read, I should include a teaching philosophy. I thought about when I was successful as a student and when I wasn't. What had allowed me to learn? I realized that I was always curious and just needed my teachers to let that work for me. And that was the basis for my teaching philosophy. I realized I approached teaching with the recognition that student effort and enthusiasm are the foundation for learning. The most difficult topic can be understood by a student willing to put in the effort, and in my experience, our students are ready. They will invest significant effort if the learning environment welcomes them. I was updating my teaching materials recently to showcase my role as a teacher. I planned to revise or rewrite my teaching philosophy. I was sure it needed to be dusted off, edited heavily, and made current. As I read what I wrote all those years ago, I was pleasantly surprised. My philosophy from before still reflected my approach. It held up to time. My first role as a teacher is to do my best to encourage the students' natural energy and fresh perspective.
I work to not get in their way and not reduce their momentum in learning. I added to this some as I considered ways I could reinforce the students' energy. We all flag sometimes and need a boost, especially lately. We all flag sometimes. To promote learning and wellness in learning, we need that boost. I seek to encourage student participation and challenge each learner where possible. That challenge is very often met with healthy intensity. To implement this method of mentorship and teaching, I find that assessing strengths as well as weaknesses is important, so-called diagnosing the learner. My chosen method of assessment is through one-on-one communication, and this is readily accomplished working in the lab. I keep an open door policy and welcome discussion. However, much of my teaching is to a group of 132 medical students. I find my methods of teaching and assessment must be modified. It is just not feasible to individually assess each one. So I return to the beginning. I keep in mind my goal to encourage individual effort. I project enthusiasm and invite questions, a risky plan sometimes, all in an effort to keep the students actively engaged. I remind myself to respect the students' choice to learn through a number of available formats, as they just as well might be watching a recording of me from home at 2x speed as sitting in the lecture hall. Providing fair and clearly defined goals and objectives promotes the trust of students. That goes a long way to promote their efforts. I admit I struggled when I learned I was selected for the Varner Educator Laureate Award. I knew several of the educators who had received it before me, and I was not sure I belonged to this group. These are exceptional teachers, and there are exceptional teachers all around me. So why me? And then I had a pleasant talk with Dr. Jerry Varner. Dr. Varner teaches electrical engineering, and though I don't know his topic, I could hear that teaching motivated him. We connected. We talked about what we liked about teaching, where we found challenges. We both appreciated the nuance in teaching and the high level of our students' participation. We talked about our parallel challenge to expand teaching and learning, to expand the learning environment to students who may have experiences unlike ours. How can we use our position to welcome in diverse new students who will ask questions we had not thought to ask? How can we begin to heal the disparities in our respective professions that left out and marginalized some students? With equity in mind and justice, we can remove the structural barriers that are keeping some students out. I look back on my teaching philosophy again. I want to stay out of the way of the motivated student and extend my trust. Still true. Now, I want to use all I've learned about the system and the content to remove systemic barriers so the next student can bring their full energy to learning. Ethical science and medicine requires that innovations are sought and biases controlled. It requires that scientists ask new questions and healthcare providers treat all members of the community. It requires the awareness to recognize that perspective, identity, and experience matters. Ethical science and medicine, in short, requires diversity. In closing, I want to congratulate the other Impact in Education Award winners. I want to say to all students, including first-generation students, students with disabilities, students who are queer or transgender, students from disadvantaged backgrounds, and students who would have historically been excluded based on race or ethnicity, you belong here. I trust you to bring your best effort. In turn, I owe you mine. Thank you.
Dr. Mott has been a mentor and a teacher to me through the MD-PhD program. He has improved UNMC's learning environment through his dedication to diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as his passion for bringing science to life through teaching. You can see this through the speakers he brings to offer different perspectives, how he creates a safe environment to make mistakes, and the guidance he offers to facilitate learning, as well as the students he brings to our campus. UNMC's learning environment is better because of Dr. Mott.
It is my privilege to introduce Justin Mott as this year's Varner Educator Laureate Award winner. Dr. Mott epitomizes the premier educator for which the Varner Educator Laureate Award was created. Dr. Mott's impact on education at UNMC over the 10+ years that he has been at UNMC has been remarkable. He's an associate professor in the Department of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. Dr. Mott received his MD and PhD at St. Louis University. After initially pursuing clinical training in internal medicine, he truncated that training to pursue laboratory research full-time, completing a postdoctoral research fellowship at Mayo, and then joining the faculty. Dr. Mott's research interests focus on the pathogenesis of cholangiocarcinoma, cancer of the biliary tree. It was his research potential that led to Dr. Mott's recruitment to UNMC in 2011. Little did we appreciate that we also had recruited an exceptional educator. Upon his arrival at UNMC, Dr. Mott quickly became involved in teaching at multiple levels, including graduate student and medical students. Dr. Mott's excellent teaching abilities, strong organizational skills, and ability to work well with others rapidly propelled him to leadership positions. When the curriculum redesign began, he assumed the role of co-director of the gastrointestinal block and was a major contributor to the design and implementation of that portion of the new curriculum. The new curriculum had several goals, including integrating basic science and clinical information in an organ-based focus and to enhance active learning. In his letter of support, Dr. Fedja Rochling describes one of the novel approaches championed by Dr. Mott in accomplishing these goals, in which, quote, video-guided instruction of the cadaveric abdominal viscera plus the active learning at the multitaction wall are followed by two-person manipulation of laparoscopic instruments in a PEG transfer task and end with the performance of simulated surgery in the anatomy lab where a laparoscopic camera and instruments are used within a donor cadaver, unquote. With his MD PhD training, Dr. Mott has been an integral part of the MD PhD program. In 2019, he was named director of that program. A point of pride is that under Dr. Mott's leadership, almost half of our students received external fellowship funding during their graduate student training. In 2020, Dr. Mott assumed the role of chair of the College of Medicine Curriculum Committee, overseeing the final phases of the rollout of the new curriculum and attending to the rapid adjustments needed within the onset and persistence of the COVID-19 pandemic. Among Dr. Mott's ongoing influences on the curriculum has been his advocacy for enhancing attention to the impact of social injustice and institutional and unconscious bias in healthcare to the curriculum. Over the course of his time at UNMC, Dr. Mott has been recognized for his contributions to education with receipt of College of Medicine and Class of 1962 Basic Science Outstanding Teacher Awards in 2015 and 2017, and the Graduate Student Association's Distinguished Mentor of Graduate Students Award. In addition to being an outstanding educator, Dr. Mott is also an outstanding scholar. And this is not limited to topics of medical education. He is a productive investigator. He's currently the PI on an active R01 that focuses on understanding the role of signaling through FGFR4 and R4-ICD in driving the initiation, progression, and chemoresistance of cholangiocarcinoma. He has been the PI and co-investigator on several other research grants and is an author of more than 60 peer-reviewed publications. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating an exceptional educator, investigator, and colleague, and this year's Varner Educator Laureate Award recipient, Dr. Justin Mott.
Once again, congratulations to our Impact in Education Award winners. We applaud the incredible efforts you make to provide high-level education to our learners while supporting and mentoring them on their educational journey. We also appreciate the educational innovations that you develop and the efforts you make to share your knowledge and practices with others. We truly appreciate all you do to further education at UNMC and to support our future healthcare professionals. I want to take a few moments to thank those who made these awards possible and for those who support education and educators at UNMC. First, thank you to our campus leadership, including Chancellor Gold, deans, and directors, for all the support that they provide faculty and staff on a daily basis. Prioritizing education and educators allows the mission of UNMC to prosper. Thank you to Dr. Deli Davies for his ongoing support of the Impact in Education Awards and his efforts to advance education in general at UNMC. The Impact Awards are indicative of the efforts our campus leadership has made to support and recognize educational excellence. A special thanks to Dr. Jerry Varner for his generous support of the Varner Award and for his many years of dedication to education. Another thank you to our award committee members for your time and thoughtfulness in selecting the award winners. Many thanks to the leadership team of the Interprofessional Academy of Educators, including Beth Koros, Beth Beam, Michelle Howell-Smith, and Kristen Lester, and the newest leadership team member, Annalisa McMillan, Associate Director. I also want to thank our previous Associate Director, Kim Michael, whose term ended in November 2021. Kim was instrumental in the Impact Award process during her time on the leadership team, and she also served as an award committee chair for many years, including this year. Finally, a very big thank you to Robin Jekyll, Kristen Lester, Megan Bluesies, and the Strategic Communications team for all of their efforts in the application and review process and in producing the virtual awards ceremony this year. I want to personally thank everyone for attending this evening. I encourage you to nominate yourself or another this coming fall when we accept nominations for next year's Impact in Education Awards. Information on the awards can be found on the Academic Affairs website. And with that, we will bring our program to a close. We hope to see you all again for next year's Impact in Education Awards ceremony. Have a good evening.